Your house and your kingdom shall be made sure forever before me. Your throne shall be established forever. It is Friday, the 11th day of August, 2023, and it's time to open up our devotional book to August 11th and read our devotional thought for today, which is entitled, A Throne Forever. And the verse today, 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 16, which reads, Your house and your kingdom shall be made sure forever before me. Your throne shall be established forever. Once again, your house and your kingdom shall be made sure forever before me. Your throne shall be established forever. That's 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 16. Alistair Begg writes, God made a covenant with David, promising that his kingdom would last forever. And yet, after the reign of David's son Solomon, the kingdom was divided, and within a few hundred years, both the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were destroyed. 2 Kings chapter 17 as well as chapter 25. For those living in the generation of captivity that followed, God promised to David would have seemed like a fairy tale. Their experience held no evidence of any great Israelite kingdom or king on the rise. Psalms 89, written during this time, begins with God's faithfulness but ends with the people's troubles. Quote, Lord, where is your steadfast love of old, which by your faithfulness you swore to David? Remember, O Lord, how your servants are mocked. I bear in my heart the insults of all the many nations. Psalms 89, verses 49 and 50. Speaking into that context of despair and hopelessness, the prophets reminded the people, wait a minute, though it doesn't look like God's promise is still in effect, and you can be sure it is, because of His covenant love, there's more to come. They spoke of the future. For to us a child is born, for us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end, on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it, with justice and with righteousness, from the time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 and 7. There was still, said the prophet, another place, another time, another rest, another kingdom, and another throne to come. The failures of God's people did not mean that God had forgotten His promise. It would all be fulfilled in Jesus. History repeats itself, whether because of disease, persecution, politics, or grief. We will at times find ourselves in a place of confusion that Psalms 89 gives voice to. In such a time, which is really any time before Jesus returns, we need prophetic voices to remind us of God's covenant faithfulness, that our Lord reigns on His throne both now and forever. So, today, take heart. Your failures do not mean that God has forgotten His promise. There is more to come. And I'll repeat that line once again. So today, take heart. Your failures does not mean that God has forgotten His promise. There is more to come. May the Lord drive that home to our hearts, especially those who are discouraged or downcast or might feel somewhat hopeless. Keep looking up. There is more to come. We trust that this devotional thought was a blessing to you and that you continue reading through the Word in a year and continue to be encouraged. And today, your assignment is Psalms 81, 82, and 83, and the book of 1 Peter chapter 1. Clive Walsh here, asking God's richest blessings upon you this very day.